Hello, and thank you for tuning in to this special edition of the 410 here. It's the Orioles season preview here. I told you I'm going to get you caught up from everything from the depth chart all the way to what they're serving down there at the ballpark. I'm telling you, I'm so excited about the game coming up tomorrow. I'm going to get you caught up to speed. Of course, we got a couple little pieces of news we're going to get into before we get the party going here, going down the list on who's starting out here for the Orioles. Gunnar Henderson, we're going to be without him at shortstop here for the first 10 days. He's on the 10-day IL. We need him to get rested up. We need him to make this World Series run. Of course, he already has my bet in for the MVP. We've announced the opening day starter for Baltimore here is going to be Mr. K. Povich. He's going to hold it down on the mound for us. Can't wait to get down there to the stadium so I can see him perform and see the rest of the boys go at it. Next up, of course, we're going to talk about some of the stadium changes they've made. The left field now is a little bit closer, so all of our hitters, including their hitters, are now probably going to be hitting a few more home runs there in the park. They've also now included the hot dog race in every single home game here, so you're going to see them hot dogs running around. Also, Mr. Splash, he's going to be making his splash zone even bigger out there, so if you're out there close to Mr. Splash's splash zone, you're going to be getting splash paws when you're out there at the game. All right. Also, they've changed the name of that bar out there. It's now called the Warehouse Fittingly. It's not I'll forget what it was called before, but now it's actually called the Warehouse. They have a couple additions to their menu that they have you can check out. They have the Warehouse Burger. They also have the Chessie, and they also have the Submarine. So this is some of the things you can eat. Also, they have a list of a bunch of vendors here. They're going to be out there for the home games, so you can check this out here. Going to be a lot of action going on down there at the stadium. My goodness, I can't believe all this is going on at our hometown here. All right. Of course, I've been paying attention to the pundits. They've been paying attention to us as well. They look like they're really strong on us. They just want us to piece together a little bit more pitching, but they're strong on everything else the Orioles are bringing to the table. I'm going to go through the roster here. I'm going to tell you what I think. Well, you already know what I think. But to be honest with you, without me having any bias here, the Orioles definitely have a chance of getting to the World Series. They have all of the key components that you would need to get there. They just need to stay healthy. And I really do think that we have a really, really, really big shot of making that happen this year. Just like the owner said, he got a lot more vested in it than I do, I'm telling you. All right, let's get into the roster here. First up is going to be on the mound. It's going to be our ace, Mr. Zach Eflin. He's going to pretty much be leading up the charge in our pitching rotation. Behind him, we have Mr. Grayson Rodriguez, who is out with an injury right now. So then that's where K. Povich definitely slid in the mix there. Behind him, we have Mr. Charlie Morton. Then we have Mr. Dean Krenner. And then, like I just talked about, Mr. Tamayoko Seguno. So I believe Tamayoko is going to move up the depth chart as the year goes on. But for right now, that's where they have him. And then, of course, we have K. Povich sliding in there now that we have Grayson Rodriguez out with the injury. All right. Next up is going to be relief pitching here. Leading the charge there is going to be Sir Anthony Dominguez. He's been doing this thing here. He's really strong. That's where we need to get stronger at. Our bullpen, we do have a couple guys that come in and do their thing. Right behind him, our closer is going to be the Mountain, Mr. Felix Batista. He's been getting in a little bit of work in spring training. He says he's almost 100%, not quite there yet, but he's getting there. We can ride him. So as long as we have him, when we get the job done early in the game, we'll be able to close it out with Batista getting on the mound at the end of the game. Now we're going to get into the position players. I've been checking them out in spring training. Some of them been knocking the cover off the ball. I'm trying to tell you. First up, Mr. Adley Rutschman. He's going to be playing the catcher for us. He's been doing his thing. He's one of the strongest hitters we have in the rotation right now. Also, coming up right behind him is going to be Mr. Ryan Mountcastle. He's been smashing the ball in spring training. He led us in home runs, so you definitely keep an eye out on him. And, of course, you have Mr. Jackson Holiday coming in at second base now. They went ahead and announced that he'll either be playing second or shortstop to be starting the year. So Jackson Holiday, he's definitely a trending great player for us. Right behind him, of course, shortstop, we have Gunnar Henderson, but he's going to be out for 10 days, so we have a couple people that we may fill in with him. Jorge Mateo has been trending to maybe fill in, but he's been out with an injury. Of course, we have Ramon Urias that looks like he'll be filling in for the both of them, and both of them are hurt. So my goodness, we have a couple injuries there at the shortstop, but we got a few people that can fill in for him. So I think we should be just fine there. Third base, we have Jordan Westberg. He's over there doing his thing. He's a very strong third baseman that we have. Going in the outfield, of course, leading the charge is Cedric Mullins. He's one of the strongest outfielders in the game. And then we grabbed Mr. Tyler O'Neill from Boston last year. He looks to be solidifying our roster out there in the outfield, And then, of course, we have Mr. Colton Cowser. He's one of the highlighted players I have. He's been knocking the cover off the ball in the spring training. He should be adding some great value. Playing fantasy baseball, pick him up on your fantasy team. I'm trying to tell you. So that's the rundown. That's the Orioles roster. Like I said, we predicted to win about 88, 89 games this year. We should be getting to the World Series this year as long as we solidify some of this pitching. Like I said, we got a couple opportunities to maybe trade some of the prospects that we have in the farm league and go ahead and get us some pitching here. I think that's the last piece of the puzzle. That's what all the pundits believe. When you're looking at our roster, that's what I believe as well. We have a strong positional roster. We just need to strengthen our pitching, and I think we're going to be just fine to roll to the World Series, y'all. All right, tomorrow, 3:07, we're going to get this party rolling. I appreciate you staying tuned here for the Orioles season preview. I can't wait. Tomorrow is straight action. The Orioles on the 410.